All of us just want to be heard. We want to know that people are fair. We want to know that we're getting what we paid for and that someone's on our side.
Often we have to use the big N word in service or customer experience, right? Which is the no word. How do we say no without making customers feel rejected?
Okay, so I think there's a couple of things that come up for me. The one thing is, we know the customer's not always right. If you go into a conflict interaction with a customer and you tell yourself that they did not read the member guide or the brochure or all the rules, they're not an expert on the rules. So there might be a huge gap between what they know and what you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to realize, that they're not an expert on your product. They actually couldn't give a rat's ass about the rules and the regulations and the limitations and all the fine print that you sent them that they signed for. They signed for it, but how many of you know what you're signing for? If we go into an interaction with an open mind and taking on the persona of, I'm the wise person, I know the product, the customer doesn't, and therefore they think they've been cheated. And I have to now either close that knowledge gap, or I have to say to them, I can't do what you want me to do. So often the language we use is, I'm sorry, that's not how our rules work. I'm sorry, the system, the computer says no. And people are, from the get-go, they're very defensive. Now, again, primal, when I see defensiveness, I need to match it. So you're defensive and now I need to match it. So I'm getting ready for a fight here. Whereas if you are open and you say, this is what I can do. I'm not able to do exactly what you want me to do, but this is what I can do. Sometimes when a customer is, you can also play to their empathy and use some of Chris Voss's techniques, where Chris Voss would say, if someone's a bank robber is being totally ridiculous in what they're demanding, we want $2 million in unnumbered banknotes dropped by the front door. He would go, so you want $2 million. How do you expect me to do that? What that question does, the main thing that the question does when a customer is being irrational, is it buys you time to make your next move. Because in these interactions, the worst thing you can do is get defensive, get angry, throw them with the rule book. You need to calm everything down so that you buy time so that you can get more strategic. Let's say a customer is fighting over let's say an insurance claim, and they go, but you need to pay this out. And you go, well, this is what our rules say, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do. How do you expect me to do that? I have to work within these parameters. Let me explain to you how this works without making a condescending remark. So you'd never want the customer to feel stupid. You want them to feel like, I'm on your side, I hear you, I know you want the claim to be paid out. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do. Let's collaborate together. Make it feel like you're on their side. I think all of us just want to be heard. We want to know that people are fair. We want to know that we're getting what we paid for and that someone's on our side.